क्रिकेट प्रोजेक्टर पावर्ड बाय 1x बैट में आपका स्वागत है। देखते ही देखते हम लोग 41st मैच में पहुंच गए हैं। 2 जून से शुरू हुआ T20 वर्ल्ड कप ऑलमोस्ट अब एंड के पास पहुंच रहा है, जहां हमें टॉप 8 टीम्स मिल चुकी है और 20 जून से कई सारे मैचेस शुरू होने वाले हैं इन सभी 8 टीम के बीच में। तो चलिए आज के मैच पे चर्चा करते हैं, जो है यूएसए और साउथ अफ्रीका के बीच। और इस चर्चा को पूरी करने के लिए हमारे साथ यहाँ शो में मौजूद हैं नोएल डेविड, फॉर्मर इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेटर। नोएल, आपका स्वागत है आज के प्रोग्राम में।
Thank you, Damni, and it's nice to be back.
यस नोएल, वी फील द सेम। मैं बुलाना चाहूंगी नेक्स्ट तन्मय मिश्रा को, जो है फॉर्मर केन्या इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेटर। आज हमारे साथ वो भी जुड़े हैं इस पूरी चर्चा को करने के लिए। तन्मय, आपका स्वागत है आज के प्रोग्राम में।
Thank you and good evening, good afternoon to everyone around who's tuned in. Hello, David. Bye. Hi, Damini.
Hi, Tanmay.
नोएल, हम ऑलमोस्ट एंड के पास पहुंचने वाले हैं। मैचेस, इंपॉर्टेंट मैचेस 20 से शुरू हैं सारे टॉप 8 के बीच में, और आज ये मैच है यूएसए और साउथ अफ्रीका के बारे में। तो आपको क्या लगता है कि किस तरीके का प्रेशर होगा आज इन दोनों टीम्स में?
Yeah, you see, days have flown. Started on June 2nd, the World Cup T20, and here we are on, almost in the final stage of the tournament, where we already have 8 teams playing the Super 8. And I think today's game between SA, South Africa, and USA will be a good match. Why I say so is because South Africa is not in that good form, which we usually see them. If you see the league phases of their games, they have won close encounters, especially against Nepal. One match they took it to the 18th over. So they are not in that strike of form what everyone expected them to be. Because they have a very good batting side. They have Deacock, they have Miller, they have Carlson. They have a very good bowling attack. Rabada, Notte, and everyone are there, but they have not clicked as a batting unit. Yes, their bowling unit has been at the top of their gear. They have performed well, in their whatever spirited this thing they have been given targets to finish it. They have done it, but it is a worry for South Africa because they have been tagged always as chokers. That I feel sorry for that word chokers, because I don't think they are chokers. It is the situation. It is that that moment where they it is they don't finish the game. But if you take the USA team, I think they must be bubbling in confidence. After the league phase, the way they started with the bang, beating Canada, then surprising the Pakistanis, and then yes, close match again, not close. I can say they took it to the 18.2 overs the game. Then the fourth one was washed out. But what I think about this team is, being an associate member team, they have really done well for whatever limitation they had. Yes, the wickets suited the bowlers in New York. It has helped them, but don't take the credit away. They have even batted well. They have even fielded well. The all-round department was very good. That's why they are qualified into the Super 8. That's why they surprised Pakistan without knowing. They have taken the game away from them. But now it's a testing time for them, because wickets are different from what they played at home. So I think Stuart Law, who's the coach of the team, has been a great batsman himself, who has represented Australia. I think he will know the situation of the ground, because he has played in West Indies. So I think the conditions he's aware of it. And today's wicket, we all know they are playing. I think it's in Antigua Viv Richards Stadium. It's a placid wicket. Antigua's always been a placid wicket throughout this thing. I think it's a batsman's paradise. I think the most important thing is for them to use the power play. And I feel that today's game is going to be a good game in hand. I won't be surprised if South Africa plays the same game what they played in the league. I won't be surprised if USA will take the game away.
Right, no. When you have already mentioned about the stadium here, so let me come to Tanmay and ask about the stadium itself. So Tanmay, can you explain me about this whole stadium? What is the pitch all about? How is the boundary in that stadium? Sir Viv Richards Stadium is the stadium for today's match. So what do you think about the stadium? How is the play in this stadium?
I think the previous games, if they had to go anything by, like David Bhai said, it's a really batting friendly wicket. We saw England absolutely dominate their games over here, even when they were in a must situation win, despite the rain coming. I think in 10 overs, I believe they put on 122, and it was on the same ground. It just goes to show that if we speak about the wicket, particularly for both teams, it's a breath of fresh air, especially for South Africa. They haven't been with the bat in the best of the forms, particularly Markram. Yes, we know that they played in New York, but his form is such a concern for me because uh, you know, uh, it's been about more than 2-3 months since he's not gotten a team, whether it is his franchise or his country, into a good position with his bat. So it's an opportunity for him if he plays today to get that right. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I don't think it'll be a 130, 140, or struggling, sluggish wickets. It'll give opportunities for the both side to come out and dominate the power play, something that we've not seen. We've just seen the ball heavily dominate the bat this time around. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how both teams go. Considering how South Africa has batted in this tournament, I do believe that new USA will look at this as an opportunity to everyone looks at their league and they look at every team. I'm pretty
Yes.
sure USA must have looked at South Africa that this is one team we can get points from, considering how they've gone so far. So I think both teams have enough to play for, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes, both the teams are in Group Two here. And Noel, what do you think about the batsmen? Let's talk about batsmen specifically. If I have to ask you about three batsmen from each team, on whom the whole game can be dependent on, what do you think about the three batsmen? Any batsman you want to mention about?
See, if you take the US team, uh, they are good. I like that guy, Aaron Jones. I think he's been in great form. He's got a 90 odd in the first game itself against Canada. He's in good form. There's Taylor with him. Steven Taylor, Aaron John, Munak Patel, and Andrew Goss is there. So I think they have a good batting side. It's not, and remember, most of them are a combination of mixed this thing, where they come from different countries, and I feel uh, that if these two guys, Taylor and Aaron Jones, are there on the wicket, because I think they are aware of the wickets. Remember that they can take the game away. They are good hard hitters of the ball, and if they use the power play very well, I think no one can stop them from getting a good score on this wicket, because as Tanmay said, it's a placid wicket. You can really bat well on that wicket if it's your day, and I feel that they have the bowling also to back them up if they put a good total on the scoreboard. It's be a good contest. Now, as Tanmay rightly said, it's a great worry for South Africa with Makram, because even in IPL he was struggling a lot. He couldn't get a 50. So I think that will be a worry. Since he's the key player also. Carlson, we all know how he plays. Decock is another worry for them because he's not getting that start what we all expect and what the South Africans expect. you know so it is quite important that all these guys, top gear guys who are very key players for the country, needs to perform. And I think today's game being a wicket where they can bat, I think they will come good.
तन्मय, अगर मैं कोचेस के बारे में बात करूं, बिकॉज कोचेस प्लेज अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट रोल। किसी भी टीम को स्ट्रांग बनाने में कोचेस का रोल भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, जितना उनका टैलेंट का है। तो दोनों ही टीम के जो कोचेस हैं, स्टुअर्ट हो या रॉब हो, उनके बारे में आपका क्या कहना है कि हाउ इज द
Yeah,
ओवरऑल
I think
परफॉर्मेंस, हाउ इज द ओवरऑल स्ट्रैटेजी?
देखिए, आपको दोनों कोचेस को एक तो पहली बात है कि बधाई देनी पड़ेगी, पैट ऑन द बैक, especially with the fact that we did not, first of all, we'll speak about USA. Very few thought any associate team would make it to Super 8. And I'm not counting Afghanistan, because Afghanistan now is a different status team. They have got test status, and I'm talking about teams that don't have test status. So for USA to make it into the Super 8 is a fresh air. And you have to give them credit, Mr. Law. What they've done with this USA side, with limited fixtures and everything. So it's a huge credit to them. Obviously, they'll be excited to be here, and they've also not only they've qualified for Super 8s, they have automatically qualified for 2026 World Cup, which is going to be held in Sri Lanka and India. So
Yes.
you have to give credit to USA for that as well. And as far as South Africa is concerned, look, it's a quality team, and I'm just happy to see South Africa, sort of have won all their games in league phases. Yes, they might have not done it in the way we wanted to, but whether you win by an inch or a mile, winning is winning. So they're obviously bringing that into play, and I genuinely believe the team looks comfortable. These are the guys that have played around each other, so you can see the camaraderie there. So there is a lot that is going for South Africa in a positive way, and somewhere down the line, you have to give credit to coaches. When you create an environment that is happy, you want, when there is that sort of momentum and happiness and positive vibrations, people want to be involved. So those sort of credit must go to the management, coaching staff, and both teams have done exceedingly well so far. So it's going to be exciting as to what game plans these coaches bring out for the Super 8s. I'm excited to see that.
Right.
If I
Yes,
if
no,
I
please.
had to Tanmay, if I had to Tanmay, see, coaches, play a vital role. Yes, as Tanmay said. Remember, they take the criticism and they take the praise. If they do well, they are praised. But when they do badly, when it's not that they do. When the team does badly, the criticism starts only on the coach. The coach gets blamed for everything. So I think the coach's role is that man management of a team. He has to have that skills. If he has the skills, I think everything will fall in its own place. So coaches are one guy who takes not only the team, he has to take the support staff all along with him because
Yes.
he is the key head of the team. It is not the captain. The coach handles the full team. It is like a big thing on his shoulders. So as Tanmay rightly said, we have to support the coaches because it's not the coaches who get this thing. They get all the branch. They get all the criticism. They has to be praised. For example, you take for example, it's Gary Custin. I think if Gary Custin was there for a year and a half or something, I think the criticism would have flown on Gary. But just
Right.
because he joined a month back, no one is saying anything to Gary because everyone knows he's just joining. His team is new. All right. If the same thing you take away a few months back, everyone started to blame Raul Dravid. The criticism started on him. So
Yes.
I think coaches are the guys who get all the brunt. They get the criticism. When they do good, then the praise starts. Yeah, he is good. He's there. And I find Stuart Law is one guy who has been traveling around. He's been coaches for numerous teams, and he has so much of experience. And what he's brought to this team is a flavor, of bounding of team players from different countries. He has bounded them very well. He has brought them to one platform, one mind, one thinking, and one cricket. That's the way they are playing. They are not. It's not like you're a migrant from India. You play your no. You play the cricket. What has been put across to you, and that's how it is. And I think hats off to him that he has an associate member team has qualified for Super 8, and not only they were automatically qualified for the next World Cup. So hats off to him.
Right. Nolan, Tanmay, do you agree that this year, I'm just winding up the program with this question. Do you think that this year USA has created a history by their planning, organization, their strategy, and creating a professional atmosphere? What do you think about it?
Of course, why not? That's why they are in Super 8. You know,
Yes.
the way the
Tanmay,
brand of cricket they have played, it's
yes.
been
Tanmay, what do you
superb.
think about it? Yes, no, thank you.
I think they have. They have actually, sort of taken us by surprise. To be honest, whenever you beat a good team that has a very good bowling lineup, you've got to take notice and respect it. And here are guys that are doing two jobs at a time. I know Harmeet Singh. He's a friend. Not only is he playing cricket for USA, but he's got another job. He's doing coaching. You've heard about the Netrwalkar story where he's an engineer. So you've got to. I mean, this is going to. I hope this goes on to inspire USA. Not only the immigrants that are there. Look, we've heard a lot of positive things. Whatever I've read, and my friends that I've been chatting to in USA, they're saying that they are buzzing. Now, the real question, Damini, we need to ask ourselves is this sport going to get a same opportunity like the baseball, the basketball? It might take time because the Super Bowl, the American football, is it going to have that sort of status? Because that's when you have the real Americans sort of get involved. The goal over here, the idea over here to take the World Cup to the USA was to make sure that the people of that country fall in love with this game. So I think it's been positive, but the work doesn't stop here for USA. They have to continuously make sure that they keep making inroads in international cricket by keep playing the sort of cricket they have. And Super 8 is another opportunity for them to do that. Every time you beat a test team playing nation, we have to give them more airtime.
Right, Tanmay. Noel, I'm so sorry. You were saying something, but I have a question before ending up this program. So you are a coach yourself. You have been training a lot of players. You have a lot of students under you also. So which is your favorite coach? When I talk about USA and SA, which coach do you think has good strategy and he has been doing good?
Like, wow, if I take Gary himself, when he coached the Indian team, it is not that he had the big stars under him. Sachin, you know, you take Yuvraj Singh, you take Gambhir, Virat, Virendra Sehwag. He had everybody. But what did he? He kept it very simple. You know, he kept it very simple. He has put the onus on them, on Dhoni himself. He has given the burden to him. It is your brand of cricket that you need to play. I'm there to help you. I will assist you, and whatever happens. The simple thing what he followed it was Dhoni's mantras.
Hmm.
He just took Dhoni's mantras, and I think that's why he has clicked as being in India. He has clicked as a coach of the Indian team. There was nothing sort of things where where he took decisions. This thing decision was collectively taken. Sachin was there himself. There was a core team like Dhoni, Sachin, Yuvraj, Virat, core team formed where decision making became very simple for him. That's why I always rated Gary as a good coach. He kept things simple, and I won't be surprised if he can also take Pakistan to a next level.
Right.
I just
Nolan,
want to
Tanmay.
add
Yes,
something,
Nolan.
Damini, to
Yes,
that.
Tanmay.
I remember sorry, can I?
Yes, please,
Do we
Tanmay.
have
Yes.
time?
Yes,
I,
we do
I
have.
agree with what he's saying, David. But I remember, I don't know how true this story is, but I did read it. I remember in 2008 when Gary Kirsten had just signed as a coach, and they went to Sri Lanka. The Dhoni side. I think they lost a couple of games, India, and I think they lost badly. And then I think this is the story I was told. I don't know how true this is. And then Gary said that when is the meeting to Dhoni? And Dhoni said, "What meeting? We are losing as it is. There should be no meeting." And it was in the newspapers as well. And then Gary went along with this. It just goes to show that when the coach and the captain are on the same wavelength, like he respected that sentiment that why do we need to have meeting when we're losing games? you know there should be no meeting, and the rest is history. They went on to win a lot of games on that tour. I don't know how true this is, but I just felt, to the point David Bhai is adding, that how important that sort of relationship is, and for the coach to understand the sentiment of a respective country goes a long way in paying dividends.
थैंक यू नोलन तन्मय आई थिंक आई टोटली एग्री विद बोथ ऑफ यू और आप दोनों ने ऐसा वाला विजन दिखाया है आज के कोचेस के एंगल से भी आज काफी डिस्कशन हम लोगों ने इस प्रोग्राम में करे so I'm sure people who are watching this program going to enjoy this whole conversation. They will also get to know the pressure and the uh, hard work behind a coach, like how they are training the players and what role they play in players life. So thank you very much for joining the program, Noel David and Tanmay Mishra, and Cricket Predictor powered by One Expat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dami.
Thank you, Damini.
Thank you.